you so much, guys, for subscribing to my YouTube, for liking, sharing, and commenting. And I welcome you back to my kitchen. For those who have not subscribed, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. Hit on that notification bell so that anytime I upload a new video, you are among the first people to receive the video. So, guys, as I said, we are back still in our kitchen, and today we are going to prepare a chocolate cake. I want to bake a chocolate cake. So the first thing you must, and I have already prepared my ingredients, measured, and I'll take you through. So first of all, here is my pan, my baking pan, and the baking paper. So I want to grease my pan so that when I start preparing the ingredients, by the time I finish, it's only to put it here. And I'm also preheating the cooker, the oven at 180 degrees in the moment. So first of all, I'll grease my pan. A little bit butter, and your hands must be clean. So to grease the pan, you grease your pan like this. And when greasing, please don't use also too much butter, just a little bit butter. So after you've greased like this your pan, you'll put a little bit flour. Not too much. And do this. Okay. My pan is greased, and after greasing, I will put the baking paper on it, down, only down, okay? Like this. And meanwhile, I'm preheating my cooker as I wait to start my preparation. Okay, so the next thing, so guys, I've finished with the greasing the pan. Now I'll start making my mixing. So here, first I will put 3 eggs. I'll break 3 eggs here, and always it's advisable when you break your eggs, don't break them in one pot at the same time. Use separate bowl. When you see it's okay, then you put it in your bowl like that. Then you break the second one. It's okay also. This is just to make sure in case one is bad, it doesn't spoil everything. This is the third one. So for our chocolate recipe, we need 3 eggs, 3 large eggs, not cold ones. So those are my eggs. I've put here my eggs, you can see. Now those are my 3 eggs. After the 3 eggs, I'll put my sugar. I had measured my sugar. This is 335 grams of sugar. I measured it using a weighing scale, okay? So 335 grams of sugar. If you don't have a weighing scale, you can use the same 1 cup of your sour rum, because sour cream, you can use 1 cup of this for sugar, because you don't want it to be too sweet. So I'll add my sugar in my eggs. This is 365 grams, or 1 cup of sour rum or sour cream. So after I've put my sugar, I will now add my vanilla essence, not too much. My essence is only 8 grams. So I'll add my vanilla inside the eggs, like that. So after I've put my vanilla, I will now add my sour cream inside. So my sour cream is here. Sour cream, you can find it in any supermarket, in the areas where they put milk, yogurt, cheese, that area you find sour cream there. So 1 cup of sour cream. So the same cup, you can use it to measure your flour. 2 cups of flour. If you don't have a weighing scale, if you take this, you take 2 cups of flour. Okay, if you don't have a weighing scale. After I've put my sauerrahm, so I will mix it at a high speed. So after I've done my first mixing, this is how it is. So next I will add my flour. Remember, these things you're supposed to mix them together, all the dry ingredients. So I had measured the flour only. This is the flour. So I will add my cocoa, my cacao. This is my cocoa. So I want them to be in the same thing so that they're well mixed. So I do this. Remember, it's always good when you sieve the dry ingredients. So remember, my flour was 2 cups of flour. So 1 cup of cacao, of cocoa. And after this, I will mix my baking powder. Baking powder is 1 tablespoon of baking powder and 1 tablespoon of bicarbonate soda. So 1 teaspoon each. So after I've done this, now I'll put my 1 tablespoon of baking powder and 1 tablespoon of baking soda. So I do this. So after this, a pinch of salt, not too much salt, just a pinch of salt. So my dry ingredients are now there for me to use. So after this, I'll mix them. You can see flour, I mix it with a mixer. Flour, baking powder, baking soda, and salt. So after I've done this, now I'll be putting it in my egg sauerrahm. I'll be putting flour bit by bit, not all of it at once. Okay. So we start. You can do it 2 to 3 times, not once. And guys, as you hear, in the background is nice rumba music. I love rumba music. So you can use a hand mixer or any type of mixer you have. If you don't have a hand mixer or a mixer, you can use whisker, just normal whisk. This it also works very okay. guys, now see, this is how it is. So it means it's so thick. So I'll start adding my milk, or if you have if you are a lover of cafe, you can add a little bit cafe that you put in water or in milk, but for me I don't like coffee so much. So because it's so thick, I'll add milk bit by bit as I mix it, so that it's not too thick. So guys, we continue. When you make it too thick, it will be dry chocolate. I mean, it will be a dry cake. You want it nice and fluffy, soft and fluffy, not dry that even when you cut it, it breaks in the middle or it breaks, you know. So you keep putting water or milk, depending. If you don't like milk, you can use water, okay, or chocolate water. So guys, you see, we are getting there. Remember guys, I told you I'm preheating my cooker at 180 degrees. So I check now you see now the difference. It's not so thick as it was. Don't make it too wet or too light, and don't make it too hard. So you see, guys, see now, you see, this is the consistency that we need, not too thick and not too thick. So we are almost there. We are almost there. Yeah, guys, so it's so easy and faster. So we are already finished with our preparation. You can even decide when you put the flour, that's the same time you are putting some water, depending on how you see the thickness of your dough or your mixture. So guys, our mixture is ready. So our pan is here also. Remember, we had already oiled it. So do this, you clear the place also. Remember, I oiled and put the baking paper on it. So now guys, here is our baking pan, so I'll put it on it. Like this. So guys, after you've put your mixture on your baking pan, make sure you remove any extra air inside. If there's any extra air, reduce the bubbles so that it doesn't have so much air spaces in it. So, as you see, my oven is preheating. So, I will put it inside for 45 minutes or between 30 to 45 minutes, but it can take longer sometimes. So what you do, you need to take a spoon. When you realize you want to know if it's ready, you take a knife. And go through it. And it will also separate itself from the pan. When you see it's no longer sticky on the pan, you know it's ready. So I'll place my mixture inside. It's at 180 degrees and close it. So as it gets, so I've put it in at exactly 12 our time in Austria. It's 12 noon. So I've put it inside exactly at 12. And at 12:45 or 12:50, I will check with a knife. I'll go with a knife through, confirm if it's cooked. If it's not ready, I will put it back again and give it some few minutes. Then check again, then remove it. So meanwhile, let's wait for it to cook as I clear my working space, clear the dishes, so that my kitchen is still okay. Thank you guys. See you. Guys, one thing I forgot to tell you, once you put your cake inside the oven, please don't open it. Because when you open it, it will flop down. It will stop raising. If it was raising, it will flop, then it will be messed up. So once you put it inside, let it until the 45 or 50 minutes, then you can open just to confirm, not before 45 minutes. You have to let it raise. Okay, so please don't make that mistake of opening it. So it will stay like this until I finish to check. Meanwhile, as the cake is cooking, we are busy entertaining ourselves. Where are you? Oh, baby. I want your body sleeping in my bed. Body sleeping in my bed. Yeah, so guys, it's now 45 minutes past. It's 45 minutes past, so I'll open it. That's how it is. So I'll check with a knife. So it means it's still not ready, you see. So I'll close it and give it some more time. As I had told you, it can take 45 minutes to 1 hour. See, I've put the knife inside. It has come out not clean. Where is this knife? Yeah, you see, this is how we can check if it's ready. So I'll close it again and give it some more time. Yeah guys, now it's 1 hour 5 minutes. Let me open and check. Meanwhile, as it was cooking, I went to swim because it was really hot. So I'll check and see now if it's ready. Good. You see? It's now ready. guys, anytime you put the knife inside, it should come out clean like this. So my cake has taken 1 hour 5 minutes for it to be ready. So I'll switch it off. Before I switch it off, I show you how it looks like. I'll show you how it looks like. Our cake is ready. So I'll now switch it off. So I'll let it rest a bit to cool. As it's resting, I'll start preparing my chocolate that I will dress it up, because I'll dress it with chocolate. Okay. Remember what I told you, when you want to know your cake is ready, it starts separating itself from the pan. You see, it's not now holding on the pan. So it will be even easy for me to remove it. So, like what I will do, I'll do this. You see, it's totally out of the pan. So, and then I remove the pan. This. You see? Now I will let it cool down. Meanwhile, I prepare my chocolate. Okay. So this is hot. This is hot. Yeah. So that's how my cake looks like now. Yeah, our cake is ready. Meanwhile, it's cooling down, and as it cools down, I'm going to prepare my chocolate, dark chocolate, what I'm going to use for dressing it up. So I want to prepare it, and how to do it is I'll take this small plate here. Then with a pan. Okay, it's big enough. So I'll put water on this pan. So I'll put water on the pan. Then I'll put it on the cooking, because I want it hot, boiling. So I'll take my chocolates. I'll take my chocolate and so my chocolate is here. So it has broken when it fell down. So I'll break it into pieces like this. So these are my chocolate pieces. So after this is my chocolate. So I'll put it in the boiling water. I'll place this plate in the water. So when it starts cooking, I will check when it's possible for me to mix it. Then I'll mix it. I'll come back and show you the last final stage on how I'm going to, or when I'm putting it on the cake, when I'm dressing the cake with the chocolate. Okay, so stay tuned. I've placed this plate inside this water. So let it cook. Meanwhile, my cake is still here, cooling down. When this is finished, I'll transfer the cake on a plate, on cake something for it, or a plate. For me, I'll put a plate on a plate. Then I'll do the dressing when it's on the plate. Okay. So I think I can go in easily with my spoon. Yeah, it's melting. Still, it's not yet finished. So let's give it time to finish melting. It's still melting. It's not finished. So we give it time. So I can switch off the heat and remove it from the water. So I need this space here. So I must do this so that it doesn't have the like particles. So you can see now my chocolate is melted. See guys, our chocolate is ready. So I will transfer my cake from this. This is the under of the baking pan. So I'll transfer it to a plate, and I'll show you how I always do it. So I always use like 2 plates. This is my first plate. So I take my first plate, this one, and then do this. You see, it's like this. So you take the one plate, do this, then remove. Hope you are seeing so well, yeah. So after this, I will remove this. You see. So my baking paper is still here. Also, I have to remove it. Okay, for it start. Okay, I found this start. So I remove this also, and this I'll throw it away. Then I come with my final plate. This is my final plate. I want it now to come here because when I apply the chocolate, it will be on this big plate. So I do this just to control it in the middle. Then like this. Okay. So done. Now you see, guys, cake is here. Here's my cake. That is before I put the chocolate. Okay, guys, I'll now start putting my chocolate. That means I'm dressing it up now. But this is the part I don't do it so perfectly because I'm not so good in it. But at least I always try. So, here's my chocolate. I'll take with my spatula like this. Then apply like this. So, I'm baking this cake for my stepson for his birthday. This cake is for my stepson for his birthday. So I have to make it with so much love, so much. You can see how it's coming out, guys. You see, guys, it's almost ready. My cake is ready. It's only now this dressing then will be